Recording. Alrighty, welcome back to the Lookout Podcast, and welcome back my great friend Stephan Weber, who's got some updates for us, and he's the man who's been helping out with the Montana plan, helping get dark money out of politics, and also helping fight the data center battle here. Man, welcome back to the show. Thanks for coming on, brother.
What is up? What's up? Got a
Hey.
couple little things. We have some losses too, but we're gonna start off with a win. I-194, aka the Montana Plan, 50,000 signatures, folks. It took us 13 weeks, and we had 500 volunteers. That's in-state volunteers, no out-of-state volunteers. By the way, just saying. And like I was saying on the last podcast, they're already coming out against us. There's a bunch of dark money coming out against us already. And for some weird reason, like I'm all about branding here, people. And unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to call it out right now. The Chamber of Commerce, and who's like one of the biggest dark money people out there, and they do a lot of lobbying out in the country. Period. It's coming out against us, and so is the GOP.
Oh man,
They decided to come out against us. I don't know why. It's a bad look, man.
it is, man.
Yeah.
What? And as you know, and I think we talked about this a few times at length, probably with the phone, Stephan, is that like when you do something like this, when you see the people who start to attack, you're like, oh, those are the guys, those are the ones. Those are the problems. That's how you identify the opposition, right?
Yeah, well, especially like that we have 74% of Montanans, like of the last polling, want dark money out of politics right now. And so I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why you would make this statement. I don't know. They're lying about what's in the bill. They're lying about. You can just go read the bill. It's on the website. You can just go talk to anybody. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I think it's like 5 pages. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they're doing it. I know that some of the mining people came out against it too. I mean, that makes sense. They're going to want to buy, commissioners or whatever and PSC people or whatever. But I just, it's bad look to be. I know that Trump just passed that bill where you can have unlimited money from political party or two political parties. And so I know that I know what they're doing. It's just branding, bro. Like
Branding. Yeah, exactly. Well, like we said, yeah, and like we said in the last podcast, like the mining companies and stuff, being in support of this because they want to lessen the red tape, right? So they can go do their jobs. I understand, except for the environmental impact, right? Like if we could figure out a way to lessen the environmental impact, because like that is our drinking water. That's the water that we survive on as humans. So if there's a way to like do some better mining with less effects, man, I think more people will be on board, like including us who grew up in a mining town,
and well, that's my problem is there's ways now, and there's I could show you all sorts of different ways to do it. I mean, there's all sorts of different companies, especially out of Australia. They're doing some freaking crazy stuff out of there, and you should see some of like these dry washers, so they don't even have to use water. It's freaking crazy. It's cool. It's really cool, and like they just use wind, and basically they just blow it up through there, and it's like a big wind sluice. And so, because gold's really heavy, and so is a lot of these minerals, and so it just blows all the dirt out, and then everything just kind of blows out. It's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, what you have left, exactly. It's just like the water, using the water sluice, right? Like the old school method, but with wind. And, it's like you said, sounds just as effective. And to your point, man, humans are fucking smart. Like we're smart. Like, not me. No, I'm not saying me, but like, there's a lot of smart humans out there working on some cool stuff. It's like we can do better. We don't have to do these old ways, right?
You're
Okay,
smart
again, Stephan?
people like make. I mean, we're smart enough to do that. Like, that's my whole thing is just like make this work for everybody. We all like mining. Just do it the right way to start
Yeah.
off. Then we can all benefit and we can all do this. But if we're just gonna have and like they're fighting the roadless rule right now, which is fine, like whatever, it's gonna work out whichever way it works out, and it's gonna get shut down. They're gonna lose that battle. The roadless rule is not gonna get taken out. I mean, what was it? I looked up just in fires alone. Goes back to the show. I think it's 88%. Like conservatively, it's more like 98% of freaking fires are man-made.
Yeah.
Wildland fires. I mean, it's bad out there, and if we do this roadless rule and like we start letting everybody just go everywhere, we are gonna burn the hell up. It's gonna be game on for everybody around, and you guys are just gonna be like gone. I'm gonna have to go start fighting fire again.
Yeah, exactly. Let's start pulling people from town. Well, and to that point too, man, like you said, human caused fires are the highest. Like you said, it's got to be in the 90s at least, right? And I should know the numbers, but because to your point with that too, when we have thunderstorms come through and lightning's hammering the hillside, we have lighting maps, so we know exactly pretty much where all those lightning strikes hits. We have lookouts in great places, so they're tracking the storm. So we can, even if a fire starts from a lightning, we know where it is. We have a really good idea where it's going to be, or where it's going to start. We are always going to check those areas where the lightning hit. If it's a human, we don't know. They're not going to be like, "Hey man, by the way, I started a fire. Bye." Like, there's no way to know, until it's huge, especially in August, right?
Well, and half the time they don't even know. They're dragging a chain behind them because it fell off the freaking truck or whatever, like a logging truck or whatever, and like the chain busted. It's back there dragging, and they don't even know that it's sparking. And it's just like literally, I've seen it happen before, and they're just literally just like a freaking fire, just as they're going. And it's especially when it's a tinderbox light, and it is freaking hot out. This week has been like hot, like nasty
Yeah,
hot.
yeah,
Oh man,
super
it's
nasty out. It's like someone's got an angle grinder, in the back of the truck just spraying, that's exactly what it's like when you got a big ass chain behind you just dragging down the highway.
It happens every day. I mean, around here, there's guys. You have to have chains. I mean, it has snowed in July around here for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're from the West, it has snowed in July.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's that Nez Pass just south of me, man. It says warning could be snowed in at any point. Like
Literally.
any point, yeah.
So that's, I mean, I have taught people a lot about driving and everything. And, I've been an instructor for a long time. So I'm like, no, keep your chains with you. Just make sure that they're not dragging. And I mean, like, really make sure that they're not dragging, especially during the summer. Like,
Yeah.
that's a huge thing because you will go to prison for a big fire if you are dragging your chains.
Totally.
So that's one of the big things that I wanted to come on here and say is like, make sure that you're not dragging chains.
Yeah, no, that's a really good like public service announcement, dude, because we talk about it, but like not enough, right? Like it just your campers, there's an easy way, if you got like a half ton, right, and it's squatting a little bit and behind your camper, trying to get my stuff right here. So it's squatting, you got the chain loops, right? You twist them and then hook them, and then you take out all that slack.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people don't understand. They're just like, well, I guess it's fine, even if it's like that much above. If it was that much above, every time you hit a bump, it's hitting asphalt, and sparks flying.
Well, another big one is, and I see it a lot. I see it happening more and more right now. Is just because your truck is rated to haul something does not mean that it is rated to stop something. So, like, I tell everybody, go whatever your truck is rated to haul, go like 2,000 pounds down. So, if your truck or Jeep or whatever you choose to haul that little camper that you're deciding to come up here with, I've seen some crazy stuff, like a little RAV4 all in a camper. Like, oh god. Ugh. Anyway, just put some airbags on it or something, so you're not having this huge squat and you're like literally dragging and your brakes are just gonna fry. They are gonna fry on these mountain passes. Like, you gotta know this stuff going in because you will start a fire, and stuff gets hot.
Yeah.
And if you park in this tall grass, turn off your engine immediately because you have stuff underneath there that is like boiling lava hot.
Yeah, like a catalytic converter, right? That's supposed to be helping burn more stuff off. It's designed to get super hot.
I love Luke, and I love that he's a firefighter and everything like that. But let's not make him super busy this summer, okay? We're trying to do a podcast here, people.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to get away from that life, right? But yeah, dude, I've even noticed it my half-ton Chevy. It's 94, and my Airstream's not very big, and it takes a little bit more. It's an automatic, so I manually shift it a little bit once in a while when I'm going down bigger hills, but no one's really trained to drive like that anymore. Like I really miss when everything was a manual because you could downshift going down a grade, and now people, they just got an automatic and it'll pull it, like you said, but getting that sucker stopped, you're gonna melt your own brakes, especially if you don't have a trailer brake. And then I don't think too many people know how to set up the trailer brake, so it's either not working or it's just hammering too hard, you know?
Yeah, dude. Oh man, that's a huge one. That's oh god, yeah. Just seeing people freaking burn up their brakes going down a hill, it just makes me cringe. And my wife's like, "How do you even know? Like, what's going on?" I'm just like, "Oh god!" Like, I just stop.
Oh, that smell, dude. Especially when you know the
Oh
smell, dude, it just wafts up and you just,
yeah.
oh, that's brakes.
I'm like I'm just like watching money fly, just like go like ching 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 ching. Ching. Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god, they're just burning up everything.
Oh, it's so bad, brother.
Yeah, that's it's so nasty, and I know I it's gonna happen. We were up in the woods this weekend, and I was just it's freaking tinderbox out there already, and it's tall. It
Yeah,
freaking rained a bunch, and it is tall already. It is gonna burn.
totally. Yeah. I mean, that's what I think folks too aren't too aware of either that haven't lived here their whole lives is that, yeah, that rain in June was great, but everything grew up a little bit taller than normal. And then, like you said, it dries out. It only takes, a couple days of like 90s. We take all 100, man, things are cured out quick. Those light, flashy fuels, and those are the ones that are a bitch to stop.
Oh, seriously, man, and they freaking are so fast. They get
That's
up on that
exactly why.
hill. Oh man, dude, you get a little bit of wind, and like I don't know if you've noticed, but it's always windy.
Exactly. And that's why it's such a bitch. It's like, yeah, once you can get on it, yeah, you can hit it with a mud flap, the flappers and put her out, and just like pump and rolling with a type 6 or something. But you still gotta stop, like if it's wind driven, it's just flying, man, getting out ahead of that sucker. It's tough to do.
Yep. So I'm now signed up. I'm actually a part of the business crew or whatever for the Montana plan. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
congrats.
it's like whatever, getting in it. We're gonna sell this thing, but I like I said, we gotta sell it, and people are gonna keep fighting us and whatever. It's they like I said on the last podcast, I kind of called it what they were gonna say. It was, oh, it's not like the perfect one, blah blah blah. There's gonna be some billionaires gonna come in and try and buy it, and it's like, well, they can spend their $3,500 just like you can spend $3,500. That's what this is trying to do, and then everybody will know that they came in and spent $3,500. Like that, there's rules and regulations here, people. That's kind of what we're trying to get back to is actual rules, actual regulations, and not have this just ungodly amounts of money.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, we're set up. I mean, like the framework for our government is pretty awesome. They start finding ways around. I mean, it used to be like you said, checks and balances. So it's like, wait a minute, why is this person dumping so much money into this person, to run for office? Like
it's
easy to follow that thread.
well, and that's, I mean, the biggest thing that I get really worried about is the foreign money with all of this, because
Oh,
when you start looking into it, that's where you start seeing little chinks in our armor. Is people are coming in from different countries and stuff, and you're like, hey, like, how about you guys go f off and like go deal with your own freaking problems? Like, get out of here. Like, let's not be,
yeah, man.
we have enough problems. You guys do your thing. We don't need your input. But I mean, the Tennessee GOP was a freaking Russian site for I think the whole 2020 election.
Oh, of course.
It was bad. I mean, like they just like literally set up a whole site, and there was like 300,000 followers on
Dude.
or it was Twitter at the time. And I mean, people were like, "Holy crap!" Like it was like a whole psyop. And I mean, it's when you have that, it's like literally treason
Yeah.
things. I mean, like we got going here, and it's like Jesus Christ, like what are we even doing? So that's this whole dark money thing is that's why it's such a big issue. Is like when you start getting like this, people can just come in and buy it, and it'll be people who do not give a shit about you or give a shit
Yeah.
about the country. So that's we have to get it somewhat contained, and like the good thing about this is it's a start. This is just a start, and we can move on from there and like get a better system after that. But as long as we can get it going,
Totally, man. Well, and I want to tag on that a little bit too, man. Like when he said like for the country, right? Like this is as patriotic as it gets because like you said, man, there's always gonna be threats, right? They always say foreign and domestic is like, to protect us, citizens against threats, foreign and domestic. So there's always the foreign. It doesn't just go away. And when you hear something that we've done, as a U.S. in like maybe Ukraine or Israel, wherever, right, the Middle East, it's like don't you think other countries are probably doing the same thing and probably trying to do it to us?
Well, and that's Ukraine. That what was it? The Euromaidan or whatever revolution back in 2014 when they first started doing that. A bunch of people tried saying that we were doing that, and it was like we weren't trying to do
Yeah,
that. But I mean, we were looking into it because, of course, we have interests there.
100%.
And so like us looking into it is them thinking that we're trying to do it, and it's like that's where all this leads is us trying to do stuff, them thinking we're doing it, and it's like no. First of all this war would just be over if Russia would just leave.
Yeah.
I mean, like, end of story. Done. Just okay, bye. Like, there's a whole setup. I know it's different in Israel because there is no actual lines really. I mean, there is kind of, but there's no like actual states, which is kind of weird. But I mean, Ukraine and Russia, there's actual countries. I mean, set, bang, bang.
Yeah, there's a border. Yep.
Yeah, there is no. It's all cut and dry. So this is easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you guys can't just freaking march into a place, and you literally can't because you're not winning.
Yeah, which is wild. You think like such a small country would have been over like, in a long weekend.
Oh yeah, did you hear freaking Lindsey Graham freaking died?
Yeah, like he went to Ukraine and died the next morning.
Like, yeah. And speaking of Russia,
Yeah, I know. Like, also I was wondering, like I was, I was talking to my mother-in-law about it. She's like, I mean, and she had some good points. And then I read a little bit further into a different article, and they're like, well, it's a really long plane ride, and he's kind of old, so like a heart attack's pretty natural. I'm like, well, yeah, but maybe it wasn't.
yeah, and every time that somebody runs against Putin, they accidentally fall out the building twice. No, not saying nothing. No, yeah, I would
No,
never say that out loud though. No, definitely
no,
not.
no. It's totally
No.
natural causes.
Or they end up in Siberia in prison. I don't know how.
Yeah.
They were traitors.
Yeah, bought the wrong ticket. Something happened. End up in Siberia.
Yeah. It was weird, man. Yeah, the guy was just a traitor. I don't even know. It's so weird.
Yeah, totally. The building thing, right? Like, oh man, I don't know, took a wrong step. Sometimes it happens.
Lindsey Graham was like coming back to write a bill, trying to get Ukraine more money and more stuff is what he was sounding like, and more sanctions on Russia. And all of a sudden, you just so hopefully they do an autopsy. We'll see. I don't know. It's weird.
Like, were you eating? Were you guys out for seafood? Did he happen to have like puffer fish or one of those super poisonous ones?
That's I'm sitting here going like, did somebody just murk one of our freaking like a 23-year senator? Like, what is going on right now? Like, I didn't really like the guy, but like, he's still one of my senators, and I think I'm pretty sure he was a veteran and stuff. So I mean, I'm not going to be having people freaking killing my freaking veterans and my freaking senators. He's still a member of my freaking Congress. Like what is going on right now, people?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we should all be a little bit more outraged.
Yeah, totally, man. That's what I was kind of like wondering. Like, I didn't really hear much past that little like blurb, the two little things I looked up and read, and I was like, all right, are we just letting this one go by?
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean he was just like got back from Russia, or like where he was like pissed off at Russia? Like, really? So yeah, and then I don't know if you guys saw it, but Fluffy Cows won, Tourists 0 again.
Oh no, I didn't see it in Yellowstone.
Yeah. Dude got freaking. I mean, I shouldn't laugh. I should not laugh at this, but god dang it, it's so funny every time. I'm like, dude, there's a whole like YouTube video on it, and it's a guy who's a fly fisher dude out of Craig, And he says it the best. He's like, if you see a buffalo, you're gonna want to stay in your car and stay the fuck away.
Yeah, Hank Patterson, right, Hank?
You're
Yeah,
gonna want to
he's
take
got.
your car and stay the fuck away.
Oh yeah, dude, he's got the best public service announcement for Yellowstone ever.
God dang it, dude. It's like just maybe they should just put that on like Yellowstone's front page. Like, hey, you see buffalo, just stay away.
Yeah,
I don't know, just stay in your car, man.
it happens every year. It feels like, dude, and like living in Montana, like you say, you can't help but laugh. So you're like, you should know by now.
Like, how many times does this have to happen? Somebody getting freaking thrown above a tree, like, and I'm
Oh,
like,
dude.
they're rolling for a reason. They're doing this. They're like, I'm like, that means something. Like, you don't situational awareness at all, people. Like a little bit, please.
Dude, and it could be so much worse. Like you said, they're always annoyed because they don't really like being messed with in general, but people are always getting close. Like when I was leaving a fire one time, we we're fighting this fire up on top of the hill. The most elk sheds I've ever seen in my life. Huge. We were taking like photos with them, like they were like we're at some cool, like I don't know, red carpet deal, man. We're all like got our huge, sheds and we come off the hill though, and we're driving back to Cody, Wyoming. And my buddy like slaps it, whoa, slow down. And I was like, thinking there's a bear or something coming up next to us. And he points and we look out and there's a row of photographers from somewhere around like Japan, China region, and
Mhm.
looked like what their background was. And I mean, they are like, I don't know, 20 yards from a whole herd of buffalo, and the buffaloes are snorting and they're kind of kicking the dirt a little bit, pawing at it. And I was like, oh man, it's gonna get a whole line of tourists here just about to get nailed.
Seriously, dude.
But
I just
the awareness is not there.
I know, and like they just don't even know that like ugh, ugh, means something. I mean, like even my wife is like when I'm like ugh, ugh, like oh, stuff's done.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She runs and gets you a snack. Like, let me get something here real quick for you.
It's kind of being a little bit of a diva.
Yeah.
I turn
Oh
into a
man.
man when I'm hungry.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, and how about Missoula coming out with the moratorium on freaking data centers? The
Yeah,
whole
and all the whole county, right? Missoula County.
hell yeah, man, they're leading the way. You guys did good on your little fight there.
It was huge, man. Well, you're part of it, man, and like all the folks that I talked to, and fortunate enough to interview two of the folks that were real big proponents of it, man. Of keeping it out, and then the landowner too of the old sawmill or whatever the land is called right next to there to the kettle house. Or he or she, whoever owns it, was ultimately too like, nah, we're not even gonna entertain this anymore.
Well, and now Yellowstone County is trying to do it, and Silverbow County as well, trying to do the same thing. And so you guys are leading the way. Perfect.
Which is
It worked.
great because in the past, I think Butte was a bit of a trash dump to a lot of these businesses, and they're like, "Nah, who cares? Look at the Berkeley pit. Let's just keep adding on to it." And I feel like the folks in Butte were kind of just like, "Well, what's another one?" And now I feel like the Butte folks like, "No, like man, like we don't need more. Like we already got one problem. Let's not have more." You know?
Yeah. Well, that was my problem with the whole thing is like Butte has a lot of business going into it. They're building out pretty fast, and like they're doing a real good job. And my thing is why not use that old mining freaking stuff? And they have a whole crap load of water right there, and those guys have a buttload of money. And like, why not just use that, clean up that water, and use all that water for their
Yep.
stuff? Then you don't
Yeah.
have the freaking
No, and
data.
that was yeah, that was kind of my thoughts for the data centers. What you said?
Yeah, yeah, like put their data center on the old mine property because that property isn't getting used anyways. I mean, like they've mined it, so build your freaking big old data center right up in there because I think it's just right up on the hill right above it, like where all the big old tailing, like where the big shelf is when you come into Butte.
Yeah,
You
you
go
can
to
tuck it back in there.
yeah, tuck it back up in there, and then you can just draw that old water and make it. You don't have to make it drinkable, but you have to make it where it will work for. I think you just have to make it a pH of 7, and it'll be fine for all the components and everything. That's easy to do. You can just put some lye in it because that's alkaline and it's all acid water in there. So just do that. We have that technology right now. That's easy. So
Totally.
just bang, you're in there, and then just run your old water right back into that nasty old water. And they don't have any of this problem. You're not
That
worried about freaking going into the groundwater. You're not worried about the aquifer because it's already screwed there. I mean, it's done been screwed up.
oh dude, yeah, because that Berkeley pit is like was it like miles down or something? It's crazy deep.
Like they fucked. It's bad, man.
It's bad, yeah, exactly. Like, and you said like the whole property around it too, because they mine it is not really livable, right? Because the soil's like sterile, nothing grows there, and I-15 kind of runs up the hill there, so like you're already getting a bit of noise. So if you tucked it back in, like you said, where you're talking, where I think you're talking, like you said, use the water right there. You clean it like you were saying with the lye, and I mean endless water source, water supply, and then the noise isn't that big a deal because you got to deal with 15 anyways.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like just use what you have in front of you. And here's the thing. Like Meta is already showing this. They don't have need for the compute that they already have. They're selling off some of their compute that they already have. So that's the big thing about all this is it's just big freaking lie. It's a big freaking scam. And I mean, it's cool. It's like I use AI all the time. It helps me with my research and it helps me with like writing stuff down and everything. However, we just don't need that much of it. And like that's what it's not telling everybody is we have an abundance of it already, and they're just trying to make more of it. I don't. They just want to be trillionaires, I guess. Whatever.
And
And
that's what I was going to ask you, man, because that's what it seems like to me on this side of the fence, not knowing shit about shit, just like knowing the environmental effects. Because being in the Forest Service and just being a Montanan, like that's what we value, right? Is the outdoors. So it's something I've always been concerned with. But all the signs that I'm can tell reading, what I'm seeing, like all those signs point to this is a money grab. And then you hear people like, oh, the new gold mine, the new gold rush, data centers. And I'm like, that that checks out because why would a dude from Shark Tank decide like I need this big ass data center in Salt Lake and then start running all the people that are going against him like that gal Gleek like oh I can't remember her name but she's awesome and she's like some super athlete and he started running her through the mud because she was starting to get some backing.
yeah, oh yeah, because she was talking. Yeah, I mean, like telling the truth about it. So they had to
Yeah.
tell she was from. She's from China. China.
Yeah, exactly what he said. Yeah, exactly what he said.
She's like, no, I was like born and raised here, stupid.
Yeah, dude.
But no,
And he
it's
messed up her name, and I probably just messed up her name too.
oh yeah, I know. But no, I mean, it's that's all it is. Is just it's literally a gold rush, and they're just trying to be the first and like the biggest.
Yeah, dude. Caroline Gleek. I hope that's her name. But she's the one, man. She's
Mm-hmm.
doing great. I think they're still kind of coming at her, but let's see what her profile says real quick so I can give her a quick shout out. So her profile says, Caroline, your mountain climbing data center fighting anti advocate for the planet plus democracy, 9 times marathoner, schemo national champ. I mean, this gal's just incredible, man, and she just cares about the environment. Then she gets attacked for like standing up for where she lives. Yeah, that was my red flag. I'm like, why would that be? Oh, because she's threatening his bottom line, his money income. Like he's looking at a fortune. And the crazy thing is, man, it's like, when's it enough, right? It's never enough with these crazy people, man. They like,
Well, that's the problem is these guys are building things that I mean are supposed to be like really cool, and like some of them are really cool. Like it's cool. However, the problem is and this is part of the reason that I'm in this fight. This is part of the reason that I'm trying to build out a team. Is the reason that we have to fight this right now, and like the reason that we actually like have a government of the people, by the people, for the people, is because these big freaking companies are run just for profit. That's the only thing that they're ever gonna do, which is fine. That's that's their job. I get it. I'm a capitalist too. I've been in business my whole life. I get it. And I love doing marketing and I like doing selling stuff. It's cool. However, when it starts effing with the rest of the country and you start shipping all the stuff to be made and it starts screwing up all my buddies and they don't have jobs anymore because you want to freaking have your stuff made in China or
Yeah,
whatever you're doing, you
yeah,
know, or you want to like screw up all the groundwater, or you want to start like killing like whatever's gonna happen, do bad stuff. We have to come in and unfortunately be like, bro, sorry, your profits don't go over the people. Somebody has to buy your stuff. That's what these guys keep forgetting is you don't have a business without us.
yeah,
And they're forgetting that part. they're not holding up their end of the deal. And that's we have to like start remembering that a little bit because this is where populism, I freaking hate slopulism stuff. That it just doesn't work. Like
yeah.
you get fascism and you get communism from it. And I mean throughout the years we've seen it and it just doesn't work. You just don't have so then the regular folks have to come in and be like, okay, no, no, stop, shut up, stop. Well, and that's it's just like it in my mind. So in my mind's eye, with this fight for the dark money thing, Mamdani and Trump are almost like. I mean, Trump's worse. Obviously, he has like this, especially this term. It's so much money. Oh my god, it's so
Dude,
much money. It's it's
ins
it's so much money.
oh, insane, dude. Like, I think I hope I didn't say it in the last podcast, but when I just caught like one of Alex Jones's clips and one of his guests was run through the numbers, and Trump has gotten wealthier than any other president, and they said like his son, Junior Donald Trump Jr. is making Hunter Biden look like a saint.
Oh yeah, dude, it's like 600, like just in one deal, $600 million. He hasn't produced anything. That's one business, and that's all your money and my money,
Yeah,
like tax money, all that money, not one thing produced. Like I can go do that right now. I can
yeah,
make that.
yeah. Put me in charge. I'll do it.
I will go hammer out. I'll even produce some stuff for him. I can do that today.
Exactly. I don't know anything.
It's a drone
You,
company,
yeah,
and he hasn't one freaking drone ever.
yeah. What? Yeah. What in the world? Like you could actually produce something. I couldn't really. I've never been in the business world like that, but I've tried.
I mean, like you could do that. It would be easy. And I mean, like at least Hunter had been on boards, been on all sorts of other like he'd been on all sorts. He was a freaking lawyer. I mean, like he was actually had taken the LSATs, had done all this. Had actually done a lot of different stuff. These guys, it's just corruption upon corruption. However, I'm not gonna mince words here. Mamdani is like being set up right now to be the boogeyman to make everybody scared. Oh my God, communism's coming! And so everybody in Montana goes, "Oh God, the communists!" And it's like, dude, it's just dark money, man. Like, just calm down. Everybody, calm down. It's just actors. They're just playing a part. They're getting
Yeah.
paid to play a part, and that's all they're doing. And Mamdani's doing some good stuff. Mamdani's doing some bad stuff, like whatever. And like he like some of the people that he has put in or like went with, like that Chevalier, I don't know, Chevalier lady who tried to call Biden a rapist or something. I don't know.
Ooh.
Dude, she's crazy. She's out of her mind. Anyway, she's probably gonna win. So that's cool.
Well, so we got that
Now.
going for us.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that again.
Awesome.
This is the problem is when you get sloppulous, that's what I call them is sloppulous instead of populous, is you just get this stupid stuff like with these stupid people who don't get anything done. They won't get a freaking single bill passed. That's the problem. And so like we need to get these what we need to get is infrastructure done.
Yeah.
Like we do not have the infrastructure for any of these big freaking build outs. That's the biggest problem. We have to get some freaking I mean, we should probably like nationalize probably our um, electrical system for a while, so until we can get it built out again, because we just do not have it. Like we're not even close, especially in like around the big area. Oh my god, they're gonna start browning out so bad. It's not even gonna be funny if they keep building out like this. We're screwed.
Totally. And you see it in California all the time, like the rolling blackout stuff, right? Like you know, like we'll turn
Oh,
off a little bit here so we can put it on here, right?
yep, it's bad. And I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know why they haven't done it. I know that it's not like super popular to do, but it's way less popular to have people go without power during the middle of the freaking heat and die. Look it over in freaking, they're dying like by the hundreds and thousands right now. It's freaking
What
100 degrees and like they don't have air conditioning
where's that at?
over in Europe.
Oh yeah. So I cut you off when I wanted to say something. It muted you for a sec. Yeah, well, when in the '90s, I don't know if you remember, but I think it was in Chicago. They had some crazy heat wave that lasted for days, and so many residents, especially the elderly folks that were in like assisted living places, were dying off by like I don't know like what the numbers were, but pretty high numbers in these high buildings. They can't get them down and out. There's no relief from the heat in the skyscraper, and especially when the power is gone. So people
Yeah,
were dying quite a bit during that little heat wave back in the '90s.
yeah, it's not good. It's well, and that's oh, the I forgot about the other one that freaking set me off the other day was Trump talking about the freaking Qatari plane.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Dang it, dude. It makes me like when he starts talking, sometimes it just makes me so mad because like my uncle was a welder for Boeing back in the day, and like he was I'm a union man. I'm a union welder. I got this. Hold on, I'll grab it. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, about that plane, someone just told me that we don't it stays with Trump when he leaves office. So it's not like it stays in the US,
Oh yeah,
or for the US.
it's a $1 billion build out for from us again. But like, I mean that's like the old school like helmet there from the Boeing days back in like the old days.
That's cool. Aluminum, man.
Oh yeah. But that type of stuff, like that, first of all, that plane was built in mother effing Everett, Washington by
Oh,
Union folks. So like, first of all, they don't build planes like that. We build planes like that. We're the only ones who does it. Trump, you little turd nugget. So don't ever say that. We get one of these where you sneeze. But yeah, and then the the 1.1 billion to debug and like fix this freaking thing. Like, first of all, it was corrupt that they gave it to him, and he took it.
yeah.
Like, giantly corrupt.
Well, and this is my question, Stefan, because me and my mother-in-law were talking about this the other day too, because we are discussing the same topic. And as a federal employee, I am not allowed to take any gifts over $25. 25, like just $25. Like, so if someone wants to buy me like a steak dinner because they appreciate the work I did on a fire, I gotta see how much that costs, and I can't even get like a medium these days on this economy. I can't get your like medium of the road. I gotta get the low end steak because if I get like a higher, like a New York, even like that's too much. Most New York strips are like 26 to 30 bucks. So it's like I can't do that. But somehow he gets this plane.
I, I apparently I, I don't know how this worked. I don't know. It didn't. It doesn't work. We're just letting him get away with it. It's literally illegal. It's against the emoluments clause in the Constitution, and we are just letting it happen. I don't know how we're letting it happen, but we are letting it happen. I wish I had a good answer for it, but it is literally against this whole country.
That's what I was hoping for, Stephen. When you
Sure.
started talking,
Huh?
when you
Yeah.
started talking, that's what I was hoping, man. I was hoping you could have like, there was this loophole, but we're gonna change it. But you're like, there's no loophole. He just did it.
Yep. I would like to tell you that I looked it up. I mean, I wanted to. I have my little pocket constitutions all over here, and I mean, like, I keep one with my Bible as my marker place in my Bible, even. Like
That's a great combination, brother. Love it.
when I'm writing, when I'm doing my legislative work, I mean, like, I figure if you can't keep those two together, then you might as well just not even do it. I mean,
Yeah.
if you keep those two in mind, at least you might as well
Amen,
just
brother. Amen.
yeah.
I love that, dude.
But the fact that I don't know how else to put it besides it's just illegal. I mean, it's against everything in the Constitution. It's against everything we stand for as a country right now. So there's just no good answer.
No, and I don't know what's going on. Just people are afraid of him, or why no one, in the higher power are doing anything about it. Like
they just think he's gonna be gone soon,
yeah,
and like they're just gonna let it go on for right now, and then he's just gonna be gone. Which he does not look, and that's the other thing is he is not looking good. I know that they're not telling us about it, and I know that they're trying to hide it, but I can tell you right now from having older folks and seeing older folks die, he ain't gonna be around too much longer. And you can the way that JD's acting and moving throughout the system, he's thinking he's gonna just walk in there and be the president here soon. So I don't know
yeah,
what's going on with Trump, but he's not looking good.
totally, man. And some of the stuff I've looked to, and I'm starting to pay attention to this stuff more now. And some of the folks were like, well, why isn't JD Vance more in opposition with a few things? Like, JD Vance, when they were running for office, was definitely on the same page when Trump was saying, like, no more wars, right? We're going to get out all these conflicts overseas. And then we go back into it, and they're like, well, why didn't JD Vance say something? And then I heard from another person, they're like, well, I think he's just trying to toe the line for a little bit because of the health concerns, and they didn't say it as direct as that, but that's what I kind of read between the lines, like, something's not stirring the Kool-Aid here. And then, back to that same day I was listening to that little clip about Alex Jones, and because I guess for folks listening, there's a spot in the East Fork on the Bitter National Forest that there's no radio service, there's no cell phone service, but someone back there is broadcasting Alex Jones InfoWars. So like when I'm back there, I'm just tuning in. And a lot of times, just it's kind of funny listening to some wild stories. But then like I caught this one, I was like, and I didn't expect Alex Jones, because he's a pretty big supporter of Trump, to be like this much against him. And he was like, man, and this is coming from Alex Jones, he's like, these signs are definitely showing early onset dementia. And he said a certain type that affects your frontal lobe, which is like your emotions and your reasoning. So that's why, like he said, a lot of times in this Iran deal, he's been going back and forth, and he's been saying stuff he wouldn't say before. Like he even said something about like inflation, and like the American people like need to suck it up. It's not that bad. And that's like not something he would have said before. And like Alex Jones like quoted him, and I was like, huh. But it's kind of cool like that even Alex Jones like, man, this isn't good.
No, it's just like I was saying, no, it's all about that branding thing, man. I mean, Trump is a master brander. If there's one thing that you can give Trump, he puts his name on everything.
He does, in gold letters.
He doesn't care if it looks bad. He's like, yeah, it says Trump. It's gold. I love it. It's gonna be the best. Oh, it's the worst. You mean the best?
Dude, I know, man. I actually I had this conversation when he first got back into office, and I was like, I was slinging mud at him, and like nothing sticks because, dude, his like self-talk. If I even had like a little bit of that, I think I'd be a little more successful, because he's like everything that he does, he's in contact with, is the best. People he talked to, his friends, huge guy, massive guy. With that story, he's talking about like all these guys he just kind of knows, and it's like everything's amazing, everything's positive. It's like, damn, man, like he's one crazy dude, but that like self-talk's on point.
Oh, Ben. Well, and that's what he surrounds himself with. I mean, look at this. Look at all the people, especially this term. Last term, it wasn't as bad, but he actually had some people that like kind of knew what they were doing. But that's also the problem that we're running into. Is I don't know if you've been watching this Charlie Kirk case at all. Ever you got to even see a little bit of it? Oh my God, that the incompetency of this freaking FBI and everything is just beyond. I don't know if they're going to even get the person. Like they definitely was not a 30-06 that did that. Like I done been around 30-06s my whole goddamn life. That was my first rifle. Like,
Yeah,
hell dang. And I can
that's
tell you,
most people's first hunting rifle.
yeah. And I can tell you right now, having been around that, I would consider myself. I've shot a lot of things, like a lot of things with the one, a whole lot. And what they said was the rifle ammo that the kid used is a lot of the rifle ammo that I used, and I can tell you what it does to an elk, which is a whole lot bigger than a Charlie Kirk. And it doesn't do what it did to Charlie Kirk to an elk. It goes like all the way through. Just saying. Like, and that's including shoulders.
Yeah.
And whatnots. Just saying, like, they're lying.
Yeah, just saying, not saying, but they're lying.
Yeah, I'm not saying what they're saying, but like, whatever. But yeah, no, that's a lie.
Yeah, dude.
From 120 yards, you are lying, sir.
Totally.
That is. I am sorry, but it might have been a 30 caliber or something, but it was definitely not a 30-06 to 30 caliber or something. I promise you, and it
Totally.
was definitely a freaking bonded 30 caliber or something. I promise
Yeah.
you that.
Yeah, totally. And like most people who even just like are a little familiar with firearms is like that doesn't seem to check out. And then you hear all these experts that come on that, the ex-military folks are like, nah, that does not check out. And like right afterwards, we see
Yeah,
the little tiny.
yeah. Every single person like who's done war, who's done hunting, who's done anything with a 30-06 is all like, nope, 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 nope. I mean, like even like the most ardent Trump supporters that I like watch on YouTube or anything like that are just all like, nope, 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 nope. Like I mean, like gun guys, like blah. Nope, 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 nope. And especially that gun, like that is the gun that won World War II. You can go
Yeah,
back and see what happened. Like some of that is on TV, or like you can go look and see. It doesn't hit things; it takes things off.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, like you shoot a deer like at that range, it just poof, like
Like it, yeah. It wouldn't be like a. It's like a.
exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah,
And that's it's kind of like it's gruesome and bad, but it's also we need to know what the hell is going on, and we need to know who's doing what, and like you can't just have this dude sitting there talking get freaking murked in front of the whole freaking United States, and us have this incompetent of a situation and this incompetent of a like looking into it. I mean, we can't have this as a country and survive.
100%, man. I mean, like, and to your point there, man. This administration was all about like RFK files gonna be released. We're gonna know everything about everything, and it's like if we're still having that struggle with RFK years ago, right? Technology was good. I can accept that, but now today, when we have great technology and forensics, it's
Yeah.
like, and there's cameras everywhere. Like, no, there's no way we're that incompetent, man. Like people are pushing the ball around, and it's super frustrating because also it's like it's a tactic to keep people from wanting to voice their opinions because now like you got folks like Candace Owens, Alex Jones, Sean Ryan, all these people who are commenting on politics, worried for their life. Like we talked about Rogan before. I think it was Trussell who like was like, "Hey man, you ever get worried about that?" Or maybe it was another guest too that was talking about like if Rogan's worried about his safety, because like, and all you are is having a conversation. You shouldn't have to worry about your safety for having an open dialogue about anything. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Yeah. Well, like what what you should be worried about is if you are wrong, you should have a guy who's a little bit autistic or whatever come in and be like, "You sound like a dumbass," and be like, "Here's why you sound like a dumbass," and blah blah. And then you should be like, "Oh hey, I was sounding like a dumbass. Thank you."
100%. Yeah, that's like normal dialogue, right? Like if someone's like, "No, you're a fucking idiot. Like you're wrong on all these points that I've ever spoken about on this podcast." And most of them, I admit that I don't know anything. But if I had a hard line on something and someone's like, "No, you're an idiot. Hey, dumbass. Like here's the actual facts." I'm like, "Oh, I was wrong," and I'd come on here and be like, "Oh, hey, I was wrong. It's actually this. It actually, data centers are actually great. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I want to be proven wrong about this whole thing because I mean, like, we are putting trillions of dollars into this freaking thing. So, I would love, I would love nothing more than for I don't know Mark Zuckerberg to come up to me and be like, "Hey, bro, we're just selling this freaking all this data right now because we just don't need it right now, but we really have like a big compute come up and blah blah blah, and we need it for whatever." I'm gonna be like, "Okay, show me." And then show me some actual numbers because all your numbers lie right
yeah,
now. And he's gonna be like,
yeah, exactly. Like not gonna have a good comeback. Well, like you said, if there's actually some real evidence and some real need for it, like no one's selling benefits of it right now, besides like we're in a war with China for data. And then to your point about Zuckerberg, isn't it his data center with Meta that leaked some kind of crazy bacteria into the water source
Yeah, in Wyoming.
in Wyoming? Yeah, just next door to us, man.
I know. I'm like, oh god, dude, just put them in old mines. Like, just there's old mines sitting out there. Just put them
Yeah,
right next. I mean, there's gonna be what I can't remember. There's only like 12 or 13 people that freaking work at these things, anyways. They're pretty much self-running, supposedly.
yeah,
What I We're the real data. Let's just not lie. I mean, it's
yes.
me, it's everybody. And so they have to put it next to us so that they can freaking steal all of our data, steal all our blah blah blah, whatever, and sell stuff to us.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's why they can't just stick it anywhere, and the proof is in the pudding with that, right? That's why I'm trying to jab on the Blackfoot. Salt Lake City, big populace. It's like there's probably still bombed out parts of Detroit where the auto manufacturers had abandoned years ago. That why can't we use that?
Yep, please. They would welcome you today. And
Yeah,
there's some dirty old water over there that they need to get used up. And like I said, there's 50 billion gallons right over there in Butte that they need used up, and they're trying to find out ways to use it. In fact, the mining college over there is finding out ways to harvest the stuff out of it. Like, we're all coming up with ways here and like working on it. It's just we don't have like trillions of dollars to spend on this. So we're trying to do it with like shoelaces and pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps and $10, some burger afterwards. And we're like, oh yeah.
yeah, exactly. Go duct tape, some bubble gum, and some prayers, dude, and we'll get this thing running.
And I try and tell people that as I'm like, being poor sucks, but you can still do cool stuff when you're poor. It just if you screw up, you only have like a couple screw ups.
Yeah.
Screw up when you're poor. It takes a while to get back.
Yeah, exactly. But you're already poor, so you don't have to like getting too much more poor because you're already there. So you just.
So then you have to like build back up to where you were so you could screw up again.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a cycle, and then eventually one of those screw ups might take off, and then hey,
Hey, you're old.
everyone's drinking Berkeley pit water,
I know. God, dude. These freaking guys. I'm just like, dude, just all work together a little bit. That's all we got to do is a little bit of working together. And like, we just need another new deal is really what we need is somebody just to come in and be like, you guys are out of control with your freaking spending. All of this is crazy. The big businesses are freaking out of control. They're not paying anything. They're not they're not holding their share. They're polluting everything. They're buying up all this freaking farmland. They're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. It's not good for the country. It's not good for everybody. Okay. We're redoing this. Like, you guys are going to pay for it. Sorry. We're redoing this again. It's just gonna have to happen. And we have like, sorry. I mean, nobody really wants to say it because it's not very popular to say, and it sucked. It sucked back then too. Like, he was not like super popular. He was super popular with the people. I mean, what's his name? Roosevelt. But he was not super popular with like big business guys. They freaking hated him.
No, especially the public lands. They're like, wait a minute, what is this land we can't touch? Even though there was not really that big of a push back then because it was still pretty remote out in like Yellowstone. But it's still, I mean, those big businesses, they see long term. They can see a long term forecast. They're like, I don't like this idea.
Oh yeah. Well, especially mining people. Oh man.
Yeah.
They want that freaking hands in that stuff. Oh my god. You know how much freaking gold and stuff that there is over there? All of it.
Yeah, all that's left, right?
I mean, all of it. Like, there's all sorts of stuff over there. But, like, I mean, there's some places you just don't touch, and for good reason. If you start drilling and doing stupid stuff around Yellowstone, you're gonna touch the freaking butthole of God, and he's gonna fart, and it's gonna blow up again and like kill everybody. Like, that thing, they were trying to test for some mining around there, and it started rumbling, and it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, it's just
Yeah.
there are just some places don't mess with. I
Yep.
mean, there's some powers you just don't mess with. It's kind of like the bison. If you see a bison, stay in your car.
Yeah,
If you're thinking about mining around Yellowstone, maybe just stay in your car.
yeah, exactly. Don't poke the bear.
or
What?
like broil, or like whatever you're thinking about doing, maybe just don't do it. There's a reason it's called Old Faithful, and like it's coming up from real deep. And it's a whole lot of like, I mean, it's just super hot water, and you don't want what's below the super hot water.
Yeah, man. Well, I think it was in our time frame, like right, like was it in high school and college where they're like they identified the real caldera because they were like, oh, I think it's here. And they're like, they got a bigger zoomed out video picture of it, like, oh, it's actually bigger than we thought. And it's like this, you get up on a high point, you can see the caldera of what they identified. And you're like, oh, that is massive.
Yeah. Well, and if you go on like backcountry hikes around like Bozeman and stuff, there is you can see the mountains, and there's just these giant mountains, and then all of a sudden there's just no freaking mountain. There's just like an alleyway of no freaking mountain, and you're like, what happened to that there mountain? There's no river there. There's no like, there's nothing there. And you're like, oh yeah, that's like Yellowstone over there. That, and then you like think about it, and you're like, that's just a blast zone. That's just where that thing went. We're like,
Yeah, exactly. Just carved its way through, you know, it wasn't a glacier. Like you said, it wasn't runoff. It was, you know, just an explosion.
Yep, nope, that thing just got blown out.
Exactly, man. Well, one more thing I want to ask you before I let you go tonight, man. Was I was listening to something about nuclear power, and they were talking about might have been a guy on Mike Rowe's podcast when he's talking about Chernobyl and 3 Mile, and he's like, and there's like no deaths, and he's like, Chernobyl, yeah, you know, like, there might have been something later on, but you know, there's still people living there. Some people didn't leave.
Dude, I mean, there's giant catfish in there too,
Oh,
like giant ones. Anyways, what you not do is do what the Russians did when they freaking went into Ukraine and like dig in there, which is what they were doing because they're stupid Russians. God, I don't. So it just goes back to this whole thing of like, don't believe, scientists and stuff, and this is where we are going with the dark money thing again. Is Russians are doing the dark money thing in America, and yeah, the meltdown at Chernobyl didn't kill a whole lot of people because they, even back then, I think that was the year I was born. I think it was like 86 when that melted down. So all that happened, like whatever, and then like they got most of them out, and there's still people around there, and they still live there, and like whatever, as long as you're not like super digging in the dirt and like super in the water too much, they're a little weird.
yeah.
There's some super weird people around here too. Yeah, I mean,
That's
like,
it. They might have been weird. They might have been weird in the beginning. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, what else? That's cool, man. What else? But
Yeah.
I don't know why we don't. That's another one where I'm just like, I don't. We have the technology. I don't know why we're not using. I don't know.
That's what.
It's
That's
such
what's
an
kind of.
issue. Like
Yeah.
we have, you can make it out of a freaking, like it's the size of a freaking shipping container, like a 20-foot shipping container. You can make a freaking thing to power a whole city right now. They have. I mean, you just do it.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, like, and most of our submarines have been nuclear powered forever, and probably our big ships. You know, like we've proven that it's safe because otherwise those guys would all be dying, they'd be blowing up, and we'd have no submarines. You know.
No, people just get. They just don't like it. So, and it's like, have you ever heard of the NIMBYism?
No.
Not in my backyard.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not in my backyard. So once again, remember how I was talking last time? I sometimes kind of hate on the boomers a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The checkbook, and they have like all the stuff and everything, and they still have the power, but we're coming out because we're the next big generation. And so here's what's going to happen is we're going to have to start taking power because we're all like turning 40 and all the millennials. And I know everybody hates us, but here's what's really just going to have to happen. We're just going to basically have to be kind of like the silent generation and the greatest generation. We're just going to have to come into power and quit talking about it and and just like kind of just be like, okay, no, shut up. Stop. No, stop. Like,
Yeah.
no. Like, Gen X, you guys are fucking crazy. Stop.
Yes.
No, you guys just want to see it burn. Like, you guys calm down.
Yeah, exactly. Got it.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah. And boomers retire. Boomers retire.
You guys are like a little violent. Wow. Wow. And Gen Z, you guys are turning communist. I don't even know what you're doing. Like, calm down with the whole communist thing. No, we're not doing that. We already saw everybody starves to death with that. We're not doing that.
Yeah, not good.
I don't know if you've seen this. I'm not starving to death. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not willing to make that trade.
I mean, like, no. So, like, we're just gonna have to come in. We're just gonna have to do some actual good freaking legislation, and we're actually have to do some. Like I said, it's gonna have to be like a new deal. It's gonna have to be some infrastructure. It's gonna have to be some build outs, and we're gonna have to build it. I mean, it's gonna suck for a while. It's not gonna be like super glamorous or anything like that, but it's gonna have to be building some actual infrastructure again and investing into the country again because we just have not built it out at all, and
Yeah.
we have it. We just kind of have not. It's not really sexy or popular to do. Like, who wants to run on? Oh, I'm going to build a whole bunch of freaking power lines.
Yeah, totally, man. But I think to your point though, man, I think our generation, people are hitting 40 something. I think, especially after the pandemic and just seeing just how mishandled things have been, is people are just like, okay, I'm getting off the sidelines, it's time to get involved. And I think more people our age are finally just like, well, it's like with anything, right? You talk about, and you're like, somebody needs to do something. Somebody needs to do something. It's like, well, you keep saying it, so it's like, even with me, it's like, well, now I'm gonna do something. Like I didn't want to talk about politics at all about this podcast. I want to talk about like cool outdoorsy experiences and living on top of a mountain in a lookout tower and jumping fires. But it's like all of a sudden a data center is about to get parked in the Blackfoot and with no good benefit for the locals, and then it just snowballs. I mean, you start talking about the Montana plan and dark money, and you can see how like that really affected this last administration. It feels like, it's like, well, we need some changes, and we can be the change, and that it doesn't mean that like there's some boomers that can't jump on the team and Gen X and all those guys. It just feels like our generation, the millennials, I think we have, like you brought up the last podcast, I think, right? We have the balance of like pre-technology, technology, and now we're seeing, work with AI a little bit. So we have the intelligence, we have the experience, to make things happen. Oh, we have the vision, right? Because we saw that life was in the 90s, so we could bring a little bit of that with us,
Yeah, for sure. Well, and that's, like I don't like a lot of these guys right now because I kind of know what they're doing, I guess. And I kind of read some of their stuff, but the abundance mindset dudes, they're kind of culty, but whatever. They're kind of with the Peter Thiel boys and everything. Anyways, I like what they're trying to say is a good movement. It's just they're trying to be kind of culty about it again, and like trying to be kind of scammy about it, big businessy about it, But it's like we do need to build it out, and we do need to build housing, and we do need to build this stuff, and we are the richest nation in the freaking world. So there is no excuse to be having homeless veterans. There is no excuse to be having any of the stuff that we have. We're just fighting each other because a lot of the guys that are saying we have a problem are the ones who are causing the problem.
Yeah.
And
Buying up all the buying up all the housing, right?
Yeah. And it's like, okay, that's fine. If you guys want to keep playing these stupid games, then we'll just not let you have a freaking voice for a while. Like, you'll have the same exact voice that everybody else has for a little while. And here's the other thing that I see that people are not talking about is a lot of people get bought on these like podcasts and stuff. And I don't like that either.
Yeah.
And like that's a big no-no too, is I think that there's gonna have to be kind of like an FEC for the I don't even know, for the web and everything like that, because I mean you just can't just have, like I said, the what was that, the Tennessee GOP or whatever was just like a whole Russian bot program. I mean, it was just Russians.
Yeah.
Like, literally just took over the whole Tennessee GOP party. I mean, it was on X. You just can't have that and like have a country. And you can't, and like they were like telling people to like go to the wrong place, telling people to these guys were. I don't know how you can even have a country and have elections if you have that going on. It would literally be, me telling some guy named Boris in freaking Siberia to go, I don't know, vote for the reindeer down the lane. I mean, what are we doing? It makes absolutely no sense. And like I said, you just can't have it. I mean, I'm 100% for free speech. However, you have to have some regulations on it. And when you have people like coming in and influencing like this, it's bad. And did you hear about the tenant media stuff?
No.
Who Tim Pool is?
Oh, Tim Pool. Yeah, I feel like I know the name, but I can't place the face.
Like a beanie. He's got a big podcast and he like wears a beanie and stuff. I think he was kind of friends with Charlie Kirk. I just kind of heard about it, but anyways, he took like $5 million in 1 year from some Russians. Had no idea. He took it from like this tenant media place, and it turns out it was like a Russian program to influence people to hate Ukraine.
Oh.
So it's just like, dude, here we go.
Oh my God. Yeah,
and
man.
That's where I'm like, we have to start taking this type of stuff serious, or you're just going to have more of it. And it's just a natural fact of nature. You're going to go with the easiest flow of everything. I mean, if you get paid millions of dollars a year, why? I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's not illegal. Why not?
Yeah. Just like keep coasting and do what you're doing. And, it's like no one's getting hurt. At least you feel like that from your end,
But I mean, like, it's literally hurting your country.
Totally. Well, I was going to say that's, like a sense of like nationalism, right? Or, country pride. It's like we need that back into it. And there, like you said, if I don't even know how to set it up, but if you had some way to be like, yeah, it's still free speech, but identify like this place in Tennessee, that's Russian. So listen to them if you want, but here's what they are,
I would almost make it so you have to I don't know if we have to make it like so you have your voice or whatever heard on here, so like you're being seen a little bit. Because I don't know, I'm okay. I think with like some of the younger kid bands on there. I think because that's gotten out of hand too. Because some people use it for pretty nasty stuff too.
No.
Finding little kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think I'd probably be okay with that too. But I mean, like just some of the foreign stuff is like getting out of hand. I think that's my biggest thing, especially with the dark stuff. Like it's getting real bad. Just buying up elections and stuff. It's just, I mean, there's just you just can't have this amount of money. Well, like Trump coin, there's a perfect example. Oh my god, dude, he's a billionaire because of it. I mean, dude.
Oh, dude, nuts.
Who even knows? We can't even track half of it, and he's just like $6 billion this, or like I can't even remember. It's like billions of dollars in this Trump coins and everything, and it's just people can just come in and give him whatever, and he'll just like whatever. I mean, start a war probably.
Yeah.
Brand got started.
Yeah. He's nobody tracking because it's crypto, right? So it's like,
yeah. I mean, that's why they made crypto, was so they could ship little kids back and forth.
That's why it's created.
Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein was like one of the big freaking funders of crypto.
Jesus, man. Well, we're gonna dive into this too, and I'm gonna keep talking all night because I got questions. So a little teaser for folks. Next time I want to dive into this a little bit. We don't have to go too deep, but like just because I mean I don't know. I didn't like the crypto stuff. Like I knew it was a way so that people couldn't track where money's coming from. It's a way like launder, I guess, in a way. It makes sense that it's connected to human trafficking, which is fucking awful. But yeah, I got more questions. So like folks like me who are just oblivious, we can talk a little more shop about that. I want to talk a little bit more too about some power stuff because we're taking the surface on that a little bit. I mean, not too deep because I don't know a ton about nuclear power, but I just got some ideas. What anything else, man? Before I kick you off or kick myself off?
Nope. I think it sounds like you're busy as hell. How's things going with you with the work and everything?
Yeah, good, man. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to shout out to folks and really appreciate you being flexible and coming on. The podcast has been a little bit what would you call like of amoeba, like kind of changing, right? Because normally I'd be trying to meet with you like halfway in the airstream, but because of my schedule, it's been bananas. Because like I said, we got the innovative readiness training military folks in the Valley in the Bitterroot National Forest right now, helping us with a bunch of infrastructure. It's awesome. It's a really great deal because they need training hours for their carpenters, for their electricians, for their engineers, heavy equipment operators. So all that's free, like stuff we don't have to pay for. We just got to pay for materials, like so they're setting up shop down in Darby. They're helping fix the cabin up in Paradise, man, which is awesome. It's way out. It's one of the most remote spots in the lower 48. Just beautiful area. Salmon are running up there sometime soon. It's one of the furthest inland that salmon will run. Just epic. But uh, you know, to that point though is that it's got me like you said busy as hell because they're here solid for 4 weeks. I think is about maybe a little bit more on either end because they got like their kind of work up and they got their like work down, their rundown stuff. So and I'm on board for all of it to help out as like a Forest Service liaison as partnership coordinator. So it's awesome. These folks are great. It's also crazy because now that we're old, these military kids, dude, they're like 20 to like mid 20s and they're awesome, man. I mean, they're experts in their craft, but it's like, wow, you guys are so young.
you're like, you're like, oh man, I'm a little sore. Gotta take my electrolytes. Gotta take a couple of things. They're like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna go get effed up and we're good.
100%. Yeah, dude, they'll go out and they'll hit the town, man. They'll be running like 4 hours of sleep or something, dude. They'll be just fine. No problem, man. They'll go on a big hike. Like we had to hike back into this, in private in holding back in the Sully Bitter Wilderness. No problem. They're fine. And I wasn't showing weakness. So I actually felt all right, but I was like, how you feeling? Like, just fine.
Yep,
I'll go again.
yep. I'll be here tomorrow. Yep, no problem.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it again. We need to go back at all. Oh man, but yeah, and that's what gives me hope for the next generation too, because along the lines of stuff that me and you have been talking a bunch, and like Russ Cleveland, who I think is going to come on the show here pretty soon. This younger fella who's going to Embry Riddle, just big old brain on him, and he said like he's from Florida, within his town in Florida, the mayor, there's a bunch of boomers running the show, and his generation finally got tired of him. He's like 20 years old. Said him and his friends finally got tired of it because they were doing a great job, man. They were just kind of screwing all the locals. They rose up, man, got that mayor out. They got one of their folks in who's like 20, 22 years old, like young, motivated, and with it, and actually cares about the people and cares about the town, is actually doing stuff. And I'm like, that is cool. Because, I mean, that's unheard of, man, like in a pretty big town, in Florida.
Yep. Well, no, it's not unheard. It's getting less and less. It's gonna just start having to happen. Like I was saying, it's just gonna happen. Like that's just kind of people just need to start making their peace with it because it's either gonna happen or we're just gonna kind of start losing it. Like we're already kind of losing it, and everybody's kind of seeing it. I think, and everybody's kind of going like,
Oh, totally, man. Well, and the rumor I heard too, and I think there was actually some polling involved, or at least maybe some questionnaires, but like that younger generation around that fella's age was said that they were the first ones to jump off the Trump train. Like they were the first, well, they maybe not the first ones to jump on, but they were jumping on because of all these things, promises, like these empty promises, right? Like affordable housing, no property tax, cheaper gas, no more wars, all these things that were like sounding awesome. And we're all like, yeah, let's do this. And I guess they're like, they saw through it. Like as soon as he got in and nothing was happening, they turned like right away, I guess. So, like, nope, you're not doing what you said you were going to say.
yep. Well,
Or said what you're going to do.
that's what I call the sloppuless talking points of Trump. He's a master at it. He can tell you all day. Oh man, I'm gonna do all these. It's just like when you were running for office in like high school. I'm gonna get free pizza for everybody. Woo! Yay! That's sloppuless talking points. And so it's like cool, but like, how about let's do some stuff? Like, let's say we're gonna do some stuff, and like, let's actually follow through and like do some stuff.
Yeah.
Like let some actual stuff work. Like, let's get some actual concrete deals done. And
Yep.
And like the 100 days, 100 deals, not one deal. 500 days, whatever it has been, 0 deals.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Dude. Well, and that's where people have to get out of this sloppy list thinking. Is you have to start thinking in like terms of, okay, what can we actually get done? What can we actually like? And quit thinking of perfect as your end goal. Think of better.
Yeah.
And just baby step it, and just whoever gets me moving towards my goals and keeps me going and doesn't do stupid sellout corruption bull ass all the time, that's who I'm going with.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I think it's a great place to end her. Stephan, thanks so much for coming on, brother. What's that?
You're getting dark.
I know, dude. The sun's going down, man. It's time to end her.
All right.
Well, thanks, brother. We'll catch you later, man. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate you.
Hell yeah, man.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. Later.